It's Calvin Castine. We're at Northeastern Clinton Central School, and it's game time, or about to be game time here, as the Ticonderoga Sentinels are in town to visit the Northeastern Clinton Central School Cougars, and CVAC varsity basketball coming right up here on hometown cable. Before we get too far into the game, we want to take a moment to mention the Cougar cheerleaders. We keep forgetting to announce who they are. They've started putting their names in the program that you get when you arrive at the ball game, and the least we can do is read their names. They include Trisha Bayshard, Heather Belrose, Lisa Walter, Jennifer Bushy, Stephanie Gaudette, Jennifer Hampton, Amy Boyer, and Sierra Babbe. The coach is Sarah Hunter.
Ticonderoga, this time I would like to introduce the Sentinels, starting with the Centennials.
The Centennials.
Non-starters, Matt Cool, number 15.
These are the Sentinels, no matter what Adam says. These are the Sentinels.
Number 24, Buzzy Samus. Number 5, Adam Porter.
They got gonged. They gonged him.
At guard, number 25, Garth Osher.
Garth Osher.
At guard, number 3, Josh Ross.
Josh Ross.
At center, number 22, Bill Treadway.
Bill Treadway.
At forward, number 21, Scott Davis.
Scott Davis.
At forward, number 14, Dan McCullough.
And Dan Mahalik. Those are the starters. The coach is Mike Graney. Now for the home team.
Number 31, Joe Cross.
The non-starters, Joe Cross.
Number 21,
Jeremy Davison.
Number 25, Ryan Delaney.
Ryan Delaney.
Number 35, Steve Diso.
Steve Diso.
Number 32, Sean Gagnon.
Sean Gagnon.
Number 13, Eric Miller.
Eric Miller.
Number 14, Matt Paquette.
Matt Paquette.
Number 34, Justin Sample.
Justin Sample. Now the starters.
At guard, number 11, Gabe LeBlanc.
Gabe LeBlanc.
At guard, number 12, Jared Jarvis.
Jared Jarvis.
At center, number 33, Mike Castine.
Michael Castine.
At forward, number 22, Andrew Castine.
Andrew Castine.
At forward, number 15, James Kehoe.
And James Kehoe.
Cougars are coached by
Arvo Neto is the coach, assisted by Ryan Lucy and Rob Guerin.
Arnie Miller.
Peter McMillan on your right, Arnie Miller on your left are the officials. And as been the case for the last couple of years, no national anthem here at the Cougar game. They've got a PA system that can play all kinds of real loud music while the team is warming up, yet they can't find a way to play the national anthem. Something's wrong with this picture here, Cougars. Let's try to get a national anthem played at these ball games.
How you doing? Hey, I do.
We're shooting at each other here. This game will be shown in Ticonderoga on their local public access channel. And in fact, the gentleman at the camera has promised to give us a copy of the Cougar varsity game there tomorrow, the girls basketball game there tomorrow. So you'll be hopefully seeing that in the not too distant future if it hasn't already been on. Cougars with the ball. Kehoe gives to LeBlanc. LeBlanc behind the back. And he'll bring it into the forecourt. LeBlanc to Castine. Back to Kehoe. Kehoe penetrates and lays it in. The Cougars lead 2-0. Sentinels come in here with a record of 2-1. The Cougars with a makeup game are 1-1. Let's see, number 3 out there for the Sentinels is Ross. 14 is Mahalik. Gets it back outside. 25 is Osher. Ross pass right in the hands of Kehoe. He holds it up. Gives it to LeBlanc. Rebounded by Davis. Count the basket. Fouls on Andrew Castine. Ozier at the line. Put back up. And with 22, Treadway. LeBlanc to the forecourt. 4-2, Sentinels lead. LeBlanc drives off the glass, and nice basket there by Gabe LeBlanc. Ross pass picked off. Kehoe leaves it for LeBlanc. He finds Castine. Castine underneath to Michael Castine. That was Jarvis who found Castine. Number 12, not number 22. Jarvis and Kehoe on the defense. And Ross will bring it into the forecourt. Guarded closely by Jarvis. Now Mahalik, guarded by Michael Castine, gets loose. Pushes it back out to Ross. Ross penetrates. Foul will be on Kehoe. Josh Ross at the line. If I had a kid, my name was Ross, I don't think I'd call him Josh. A little too close to Ross. Get his last name mispronounced often. Blue ball. Treadway into Ross. Ross into the forecourt. Shot put up by 21 Davis. Sentinels get it back. Treadway puts it up. Rebounded by Castine. Outlets to Castine. Pass broken up by Ozier. Now Treadway gives to Davis, and he'll give it to Ross. Now Mahalik in the paint. Back to Mahalik off the rim. Gonna have over the back on Ozier. Justin Sample and Steve Diesel will report in for the Cougars. Technical? Oh, technical on Kehoe and Treadway each pick up a technical. So it's a jump ball, and Sentinels will get it on the jump ball. Subs will come in. Side coach taking the player with a technical out. Cougars are not. Thought I'd point that out. Not sure what the technicals was all about. If a player gets a technical, I sit him for a while. Ozier keeps the ball, puts it up off the glass. And a nice strong effort. Ball's outletted to Kehoe. He drives. The basket will count. Kehoe can tie it with the basket here. Eric Miller at the scoring table for Northeastern. Probably coming in for Kehoe. 7-7 ball game. Matt Kuehl inbounds the ball. Back to Kuehl. And travel. Sample will inbound for Northeastern. 7-7 the score. Andrew Castine up the sideline. Diesel tries to Fowles way in, puts it up, rolls off the rim, off the fingers of Sample. Kuehl will inbound for a tie. Ozier to Ross. Kuehl over to Mahalik, and we have a foul. Shooting 2, it's the first. Now Jarvis back in and replaces LeBlanc. And for the Sentinels, we see number 23, Chase Carlson, and Carlson in for a tie. Second shot by Kuehl is controlled by Andrew Castine. Miller to Justin Sample, it's good. 9-8, Cougars lead. Carlson with the ball with the black socks. The high black socks. Must be El Duque fans here. There's Ozier with the black socks too. Fouls on Sample. His first, team 5th. Ozier can tie it. Let's check that. It's Sample's second foul. He's replaced by Sean Gagnon. Ozier another chance to tie it. And he does. It's 9-9 with 3:18 to go in the first period. Gagnon gives to Jarvis. Jarvis pushes it up to Miller. Back to Andrew Castine. He drives baseline. And he's fouled. And Ozier comes out limping. Like that Kuehl, what was that? 15 is Kuehl. Kuehl's limping. Andrew Castine hits the first. Matt Paquette comes in for Steve Diesel. Castine hits them both, gives the team a 2-point advantage. Now we have Ryan Delaney in for Castine and Gabe LeBlanc in for Jarvis. Cougars have a revolving door. Well, inbounded to Ross. He'll bring it up, guarded by Miller. Baseline, nice move by Kuehl. And it's tied, 11 up. Intended for Miller, it's out of bounds. 2:53 to go in the first period. Ross in the backcourt. Stolen by Miller. Throws it a little too high. Paquette tries to save it. And Jeremy Davison in for Miller. Blue ball. Ozier. Scott Davis with the basket. 2-point lead now for the Sentinels. LeBlanc. Delaney to Gagnon. Gagnon buries it. Sean Gagnon makes it 13-13. Now Ross into the forecourt. Kuehl upended. Paquette with the ball, gives it back to LeBlanc. Paquette will shoot again, rebound by the Sentinels. Let's see, 23 is Carlson. Ball comes back to Carlson. LeBlanc strips it away. Nice defense there by Gabe LeBlanc. LeBlanc for 3. Yes! Gabe LeBlanc lights it up for the Cougars, and it's a 3-point Northeastern advantage. Now Ross brings it up. Ball squirts out to Davison. Paquette gives to LeBlanc. Down to a minute or so to go. LeBlanc pulls up for the 3-pointer. Rebounded by Ross. Under a minute now in the period. Three-point range. It's good for Scott Davis. And we're tied at 16. LeBlanc to Davison. Ball comes to Paquette. Nice look to Delaney. Matt Paquette to a cutting Ryan Delaney, and the Cougars are up 18-16. 24 seconds to go in the first period. Ross guarded by Davison. Ross for three, no. Davis picks it up, banks it in, ties the ball game. It's 18-18 after one here on Hometown Cable. Andrew Castine with the ball. To Sample. And Mike Castine misses a shot. Second quarter is underway. Ross into the forecourt for Ticonderoga. Davis drives, misses, follow by Osher. Check that, 15 Treadway, I think. Nope. Kuhl, 15. The handy dandy program that we get at the door is handy, but the numbers for Ty were not in numerical order, and I guess I should have written them down in numerical order. Kick. Cougars get a new shot clock. Kehoe in to Jarvis. Back to Kehoe, he buries it. Northeastern leads 20-18. Now Ross, Jarvis guarding him closely. Carlson misses, rebounded by Mike Castine, stripped away by Carlson. White ball. Sentinels will press. Ball comes back to Kehoe. Over to Andrew Castine. Calls out a play. Kehoe drives. Had a wide open Justin Sample. Justin Sample was in the paint, wide open. Off the shoulder of Andrew Castine. Here comes Jarvis. Castine to Kehoe for three. Mike Castine rebounds, puts it back up and in. Nice effort there by the sophomore. And it's a 4-point Northeastern lead, 22-18, with 6 minutes and 18 seconds on the clock here in the second period. Ticonderoga ball. Cougars a little late getting on the floor. Ross loses his dribble, gets the ball to 24 just in. Buzzy Samus. Buzzy Samus, number 24, in for the Sentinels. Foul will be on Mike Castine. Dan Mahalik will step to the line. Hits the first. And his second shot is in, all net. And the Sentinels trail by 2 now as Andrew Castine brings it into the forecourt for the Cougars. LeBlanc drives, hands off to Sample. Sample will keep it, put it up. And 3-second violation. Samus will inbound for the Sentinels to Ross. Rebounded by Sample, now LeBlanc. Castine to LeBlanc to be over and back. I don't know what that was all about. Ticonderoga ball. Cross penetrates. Goes out to travel by Kuehl. The Cougar ball. Andrew Castine brings it into the forecourt. 1-3-1 defense by the Sentinels. That's a defense that they have been playing for a good many years. LeBlanc's shot way off the mark. The 1-3-1 defense. A common defense for Ticonderoga. It's a favorite defense of Art de Grand Prix, who used to coach at the Beekmantown for girls in a recent, not too distant past. Of course, as a longtime coach at St. John's and boys basketball at St. John's, and he had a liking for the 1-3-1 defense also. Very successful with it. I've always felt when it's properly executed, it's the best defense against most teams. There's no defense that'll stop every situation, but it's a tough defense to execute, but when it's properly executed, it's an excellent defense. Travel. Just under 5 minutes to go in the half. And the Sentinels trail the Cougars by 1 point, 22-21. Shot is good, a 3-pointer by Scott Davis. And the Sentinels are up by 2. Looks like Justin Sample is getting his thumb bandaged by Ryan Lucy. Jarvis to Gagno. Gagno drives. He's called for being on the line. Broken play, Samus picks it up, puts it in, so that's a big break there for the Sentinels. They were about to lose that ball, then it fell in Samus's hands. And he was able to score and put his team up by 4 points now. LeBlanc trapped in the corner, gives to Diso, Diso to Paquette, like that Joe Cross. Joe Cross in the game for Northeastern, didn't see him come in. Now we have Kehoe back in. He's going to replace Cross, who I just noticed. Now Mike Castine back in. 26-22 the score. The ball comes into Ross. Ross with a pass up to Kuehl. Another block on Gagno. Like Sample's getting his whole hand bandaged up there. Thought it was his thumb, but it looks like it's his everything but his thumb. Up close and personal here on Justin Sample's fingers. Meanwhile, Kuehl misses the foul shot. 1-1. Jarvis will bring it up. 26-22. Sentinels up by 4. .320 remaining in the half. Fouls on Samus, his first, team 6th. Stolen. Davis stepped in front of that pass and yanked it down. Kuhl looks underneath. Was that Ogier with a shot? No, that was Mahalit. Castine not giving up on those behind the backers. Kehoe now tracked down by Miller. Andrew Castine back to Miller. Quickly over to Jarvis for 3. And Jeremy Jarvis makes it a 1-point ball game. It's 26-25. Sentinel lead cut to 1 point. Jarvis tipped it, but Kuhl was able to pick it up. Down by Kehoe. Andrew Castine will bring it up. Chance for the Cougars to regain the lead. Jarvis is give me another try at it. He gets his second tray. So 6 quick points for Jarvis, and I say, hey, we got to get a man in front of that guy. You got to guard that corner. Cougars are up by a deuce now, after trailing by 4 about 20 seconds ago. This program is rated TV 14. Parental guidance is strongly suggested. 28-26. Kuhl with the ball, gives it back to Ross. Northeastern up by 2 points. Stolen by Andrew Castine. Foul be on Andrew Castine, but that started when number 21 Davis reached in there, gave him a little nudge. Cougar fans think that wasn't the best call that Pete McMillan's ever made. McMillan did not have the angle on that one to see that, and apparently Arnie Miller didn't offer any help. That foul was Castine's third, so he'll have to sit. And now Carlson's back in. Stolen by Miller. Up to Sample. Sample bounce pass to Castine, wants it back and lost it. Sentinels with the ball. Carlson for 3, yes. Chase Carlson puts his team up by 1. 29-28, we're down to 53 seconds to go in the half. Intended for Sample. Sentinel ball. Kuhl drives and 3-point Ticonderoga lead. This game going back and forth. Keyhole for Jarvis. 3 in a row. Jared Jarvis ties the ball game on his third 3-pointer in 3 attempts. Player from PHS hit 5 in a row. couple of weeks ago here at Northeastern. And there's a basket by Kuehl. Mike Castine's shot would have tied it, but it bounces high off the backboard. A desperation heave. Sentinels in this seesaw battle take the lead into the locker room. A 3-point lead, 34-31. If the first half is an indication of what we can look forward to in the second half, we got an exciting ball game to watch here. So hopefully you've called all your friends and neighbors and told them to tune in, because we got us this ball game. Holds your shot, rebounded by Ross. Nope, that's not Ross, that's Mahalik. Mahalik makes it a 5-point lead now for Ticonderoga. 36-31, Andrew Castine with the ball out to LeBlanc. LeBlanc from way downtown hits the back of the rim. Sentinels fighting over the ball, Mahalik will pick it up. Now Ross in the corner. Ball intended for Mahalik. Mike Castine picks it up, pushes it back out to LeBlanc. LeBlanc drives, pushes it up, nice soft touch in the paint by Gabe LeBlanc. That's something a shooter like LeBlanc needs to have, is the ability to go to the basket. That way they can't get uptight on you and just be worried about your outside shot. If you're just one-dimensional, then they can play you tight and keep you away from the basket. Keep you from shooting the outside shot if they know you're not going to go to the basket. The third foul for 34, Sample. This is Treadway at the line. Gives his team a 4-point lead, 37-33. Andrew Castine into the forecourt. CVAC varsity boys basketball here on Hometown Cable. Television that's certainly worth your support. If you're not supporting this, you got to ask yourself, why not? And next question is, why not do something about it right now? Jarvis over to Castine. Pulls up for the 15-footer, too strong. Mike Castine is there. Now Sample jumps into the fray. And a nice strong effort by Justin Sample. He can make it a 1-point ball game. The foul was on Treadway, his second. Team first in the half. Now Ross will bring it into the forecourt. 37-36. 1-point lead for Ticonderoga. Treadway with a running hook shot. Nice position there by Mike Castine. Andrew Castine will bring it up. Stolen. Ross to the basket. Scott Davis with the steal and the assist. LeBlanc to Jarvis. And the magic continues. Jared Jarvis with his 4th consecutive 3-pointer. Gabe LeBlanc's impressed. Mike Castine sits. And LeBlanc sits. This is Diso in timeout here. Wondering why the shot clock wasn't running. So Diesel came in, and I'm wondering who else just came in. Probably, I don't know, probably Kehoe. .458 to go in the third. Scoreboard says 41 for Ticonderoga, 39 for Northeastern. Kehoe. Jarvis back to Kehoe, over to Andrew Castine. Decides to give it to Sample. Sample will drive. Throws it up off the rim. Rebounded by Davis. Now Ross to Carlson. Now to Treadway, guarded closely by Kehoe. Underneath back to Carlson. Cougars almost had to steal. Sentinels up by 2 points. They have the ball. Davis pass to Ross, and we have a foul. No travel. Freshman Jarvis inbounds to Andrew Castine. Steve Diso with a nice shot. Ties the ball game. Foul on Diso, and the basket will count. It hung there and finally dropped in. You'll never land a plane doing that. LeBlanc back in, replacing Kehoe. Three-point lead for the Sentinels, 44-41. Andrew Castine over to LeBlanc. LeBlanc to Jarvis. Sample has Jarvis in the corner. Jarvis trying to find an open man. Ran into a Sentinel wall, and Sentinels bring it up. Scott Davis kept the ball and gives his team a 5-point lead. Down to 3:24 to go in the third period. 46-41, Ticonderoga leading the Cougars. Sample into LeBlanc. Diesel has it taken away by Ticonderoga. Ross. Osher gives back to Ross. Davis to Ross to Treadway, back to Ross for three, and foul will be on the Sentinels. Carlson. LeBlanc will inbound it for the Cougars. Andrew Castine brings it up the floor. LeBlanc from downtown, no. Ball rebounded by number 25, Osher. Ross to Treadway. Davis cuts through the paint, gets the ball, pulls up to the 16-footer, short, and the ball comes all the way back to Osher. Treadway pushes it outside to Carlson. Carlson spins, may have traveled, rebounded by Justin Sample. Now Andrew Castine. Sentinels take it away again. Ticonderoga timeout. Treadway, nope. Ozier gets the rebound, puts it in. Castine wondering if Ozier went over his back to get it. Andrew Castine lobs it to Michael Castine. He finds Jarvis. Jarvis pushes it back out for LeBlanc. Ball comes to Andrew Castine. Long pass to Jarvis. Goes up for the 15-footer, rolls off the rim, and we're going to have a foul underneath. Foul is on Treadway. Now we have Samus back in, Treadway's third foul. 13th team foul according to the scoreboard. Now they've changed it to 3. So it's the third team foul on the Sentinels in the second half. Sample for 3 off the rim. Mike Castine rebounds, puts it up, too strong. Ozier rebounds. Now Carlson brings it up. Davis off the glass and good. Scott Davis. And Sentinels have a 9-point lead now. Their biggest margin, the biggest margin for anybody in this ball game. Been a while since the Cougars were able to find the bottom of the net. Andrew Castine gets hammered after the shot. If that's on Sample, it'll be his 4th. It is on Sample, it is his 4th, and Gagnon will come in to replace him. And in the meantime, we have Jarvis sitting. And Keyhole back in for him. Davis into the forecourt. Get a little push from Castine from behind. Gagnon and Castine, Mike Castine and Sean Gagnon both fighting for the ball. Luckily they didn't pick up a travel. About 28 seconds to go in the third. LeBlanc looking to cut that lead. Down he hits the tray. 22-footer by Gabe LeBlanc. Cuts it down to a 6-point difference. At the buzzer, Castine rebounds. 50-44. After 3, Sentinels outscore the Cougars by 3, 16-13 in the third quarter. (50-44). Ticonderoga 6-point lead as we start the fourth period. Sample back in, turns too strong. And we'll see what Pete McMillan saw. 2-4 on the head. So the foul's on Samus, and Sample will shoot 2. Second foul on Samus, 4th team foul. Sample misses them both. Rebounded by Carlson. Ross pushes it up for number 15, Kuehl. And it's an 8-point lead for the Sentinels. Kehoe's hammered. Kehoe sinks the first one. And the second one is around the rim and off Ticonderoga. Check that, they're giving it to Ticonderoga. Steve Diesel replaces Mike Castine. And Davis gives to Ross. 52-45 is the score, 7-point difference. Ross for 3, rattles in and out. Andrew Castine strips it out of the hands of Carlson. Everybody fighting for the ball. Diesel comes up with it to Kehoe. Kehoe, I think he wanted to give that to LeBlanc, but Sample picked it off and carried it in, and we're going to have Sample fouling out. Justin Sample picks up his 5th foul. He's gone. 6:44 remaining. Sean Gagnon in for Sample. Carlson will give to Ross. We have an illegal pick on Treadway. That's his 4th. And the Cougar ball. LeBlanc to Kehoe. LeBlanc from 15. He's hammered after the shot. Diesel gets the rebound. And a lot of contact after the shots. It's just not being called. Diesel will shoot 2. Hits the first. Jarvis reports back in for Northeastern. LeBlanc will sit. Diesel rolls the rim. Gagnon rebounds. Passes it out for Kehoe. Over to Jarvis. Castine. Castine gets it back after the kick by a tie player. Kehoe in and out. Kehoe with the rebound. Under 6 minutes remaining, 6-point lead. Ticonderoga, it's 52-46. Kuehl, they're guarded by Diesel. We're going to have a hold on Diesel. It's his 2nd foul. Kuehl will inbound it. Nice block there by Gagnon. And Keel's going to pick up a foul. It looked to me like Kuehl was just trying to turn the corner too sharply and fell. But it'll be a 1-and-1 for Kuehl. Chance to get the lead back to 8 points now for Ticonderoga. Rebounded almost by Mahalik, but Jarvis gets it. Pushes it up to Andrew Castine. He stops, back to Jarvis. And we have traveling on Kehoe. Mike Castine and Gabe LeBlanc will come in for the Cougars. Jarvis knocks it loose. Took Diesel by surprise. He stayed behind Kuehl. Kuehl's shot is missed. Kuehl knocks it loose. The Sentinels wanted a foul on Kehoe. Referee Miller telling Sean Gagnon to zip it. So Matt Paquette will join Castine and LeBlanc coming in. Chance for a 9-point difference right here. And it's missed. Paquette gets it. Andrew Castine will bring it up. Sentinels back on defense. Castine pulls up for the jump shot. Nothing but blue shirts underneath the basket. Intended for Mahalik. It's out of bounds, and we have a Cougar timeout. 4:41 or so on the clock. Northeastern trails by 8, 54-46.
We are the Cougars. I'll look at 9 and 3. I still can't hear you. 4, 4, 4, 4, 1. We are the
Jarvis into Andrew Castine. LeBlanc back to Castine. Jarvis wide open over there. Paquette puts a shot up. That'll be on Mike Castine. Jarvis was wide open and he's hit 4 in a row. He hasn't shot since he made his 4th in a row. They got to find a way to get him open and get him the ball. Different nights, different people are hot, and so far Jarvis is hot, but Cougars have not capitalized on it. You got to keep feeding him the ball until he starts missing. With 4:33 on the clock, Davis can make it a 10-point lead, and he does. 56-46. LeBlanc brings it up to Andrew Castine. Back to LeBlanc for 3. Off the rim. Sentinels rebound. Andrew Castine strips it away to Mike Castine. LeBlanc to Castine again. We got Jarvis way over here in the corner. LeBlanc will drive, pushes it out to Jarvis. Sentinels doing a good job of covering the 3-point range. Jarvis pulls up, his shot is short. Paquette hands off to Andrew Castine, and the Cougars score. It's 1-3-1 defense, doing a nice job of guarding against the 3-pointer. Osher keeps it and scores, back to a 10-point difference. LeBlanc brings it down, he'll pump the tray, and too strong off the glass. Rebounded by Mahalik. Carlson gives it to Ross. Ross looking to get it back to Carlson. He gets it across the timeline up to Ogier. Ty coach trying to get some movement. We're going to have a foul from behind. The basket will count. .308 to go. Mike Castine rebounds out to Andrew Castine. 12-point lead for the Sentinels. Jarvis to Mike Castine. He's fouled by Ross. 2:58 remaining. Time is now on the Sentinels side with that 12-point lead. Castine misses the front of the 1-and-1. Mahalik rebounds. Gives to Carlson. We have Miller back in for Northeastern, replacing LeBlanc. Mahalik to Davis. 3 on the shot clock. Air ball. 2:27 left in the ball game. Cougar timeout. Looks like Carl Castine's ready to head for the exit. Davison in the game now, Jeremy Davison. Gets it to Joe Cross. Joe Cross back in. Let's see, we got Cross scoring. Cross, Paquette, Davison, Gagnon, and Delaney in for Northeastern. 60-50. 2:07 to go in the game. Cross can make it a 9-point ball game. He does. 3-point play. 60-51. Ross into the forecourt. Cougars with a deep team. There's not a bad ball player on the club. Minute 40 to go. 10th team foul on the Cougars. Should be 2 shots. Kuehl back in as Mahalik hits the first. And second one is missed. The Cougars were outfoxed on the rebound, but the Sentinels ended up losing it. 61-21. Gagno into Davison. Delaney to Davison. Sentinels relentless on that defense. Gagno. Delaney pulls it out to Davison off the rim. And rebounded by Kuehl. Deep for Ross. Ross will pull it out, take some time off the clock. Sentinels with a 10-point lead. They want to take some time off. Mahalik. Shot, rebounded by Paulcat. Paulcat up to Davison. Delaney back to Davison. Stolen by Carlson. And no travel, it's a foul. 46.1 remaining in the game. Treadway replaces Mahalik. Cougar ball. Delaney into the forecourt. To Gagno. Gagno. Shot, rebound, cross. And Paulcat's foul from behind. 30.4. Paulcat makes it a 10-point. And 10-point ball game, 62-52. Hold called on Cross. Mahalik will shoot. Now Samus reports back in. Looking for a 12-point lead. And that just might be the biggest lead of the game for the Sentinels. 64-52 with about 20 seconds remaining. Gagno to inbound it. Davison for 3, yes! Jeremy Davison with a 3-pointer, cuts it down to a 9-point difference. 8 seconds to go. 64-55. Mahalik will hold it. Mahalik was satisfied with a 9-point victory. And the Sentinels will go home happy. A long drive to Ticonderoga. This will make it a little bit easier for them. 64-55 is the final. That's the way it was on the 15th day of December 2000 at Northeastern Clinton Central School in beautiful downtown Champlain. You've been watching television that's worth your support. Hometown Cable.